Hey, this is Larry Janesky from Basement Systems and Total Basement Finishing. Today we're going to be talking about the ThermalDry Insulated Floor Decking System. Let's take a look. This basement is being finished with a Total Basement Finishing system. The walls are all installed. The trim work doesn't get done on the walls until the flooring is completed. The ceiling is installed, the lighting is installed, and we've come a long way, but now it's time to get the flooring installed. Now, Total Basement Finishing system doesn't have any organic material, so if there was a water vapor coming through concrete, as it does, and high relative humidity, as basements often have, or if there was a plumbing leak or any other surprise leak, the walls would not be damaged. Now it's time to install a floor, and we want an insulated flooring system. Well, an old-fashioned idea to installing an insulated flooring system is to put 2x3s or 2x4s down on the floor flat and then put plywood flooring, subflooring on top of that. There may or may not be insulation in between here, but the idea was to keep the finished flooring off of the cold, damp concrete floor so that you'll have a warmer finished floor. The problem with this idea is that this is not going to last very long. With the relative humidity that builds up from water vapor coming through the slab in this space, this wood decking invariably will get moldy, and then the whole basement will smell, and you'll have to rip up the floor and you won't be happy. Let me explain as simply as I can why not using any wood on a basement floor is so important. Moisture moves from more to less, and the earth is 99% relative humidity. I mean, it's damp, and the concrete is porous. So moisture moves from higher concentration in the ground to less concentration in this basement, and it's moving through that porous concrete. Now, that may not be a problem when the concrete is exposed, because the evaporation rate off the surface of this slab is greater than the rate that the water vapor is moving through the slab. So as it comes through, it evaporates into our basement and we don't have much of a mold problem. But if we put flooring, wood flooring like this on the floor, then what happens is the evaporation rate is slowed by the wood decking, and the relative humidity in this space builds up to over 80 and 90%, and mold is going to have a party on this wood. Another problem with this method is it takes up 2¼ inches of precious ceiling height in your basement. ThermalDry floor decking is a modern version of a built-up insulated floor system that will never get moldy and will never rot. It is 1 inch of Silverglow foam insulation. Now, Silverglow is expanded polystyrene foam insulation with graphite infused into the foam to bump up the R value by 24% over standard expanded polystyrene insulation. And it has a magnesium oxide board on top, which is a mineral which will never get moldy or rot. There's no wood or any organic materials involved in the ThermalDry floor decking system, and it makes an insulated, dry base for any finished flooring. As you can see, it saves 1 inch of ceiling height over this old method. The bottom of the patent-pending ThermalDry decking panels feature a crosshatch pattern of grooves, so that if there were a plumbing leak, the moisture could dry out to the perimeter eventually. The long side of the panels are tongue and grooved. The ThermalDry insulated floor decking does make a difference in the temperature of the floor and what you feel. Let's take a look with the thermal imaging camera, and we can see the temperature of the cold concrete floor and what a big difference that the decking makes. And another thing you can't feel in this video is how this floor feels. Even though the magnesium oxide board on top is rigid, underneath there's this cushion of foam, and it definitely feels softer than the concrete floor does. The ThermalDry insulated floor decking ensures that the surface temperature of this floor is a lot closer to the indoor air temperature rather than the temperature of the concrete slab. And this finished floor will be protected from water vapor that diffuses up through the porous concrete slab from the soil. Any number of finished floor coverings can be installed over the ThermalDry insulated floor decking. Wall-to-wall carpet can be used, or a flooring like this one. This is a vinyl, beautiful wood grain look that we're going to be installing today. You can really appreciate the comfort and warmth that the ThermalDry floor decking provides for this finished flooring compared to if we were to lay this finished flooring right on the cold, damp concrete floor, for example. If you're having your basement finished, protect your finished floor from water vapor and make it a lot warmer with ThermalDry floor decking. And remember, no mold and no rot ever. Whether you'll be finishing your basement now or in the future, or installing the finished floor covering now or in the future, the ThermalDry floor decking will give you the dry, comfortable, healthy basement floor that you're looking for. ThermalDry insulated floor decking is strong enough to put weights, a universal gym, or just about anything you want on top of. And once your basement floor is dry and insulated, you can build the room of your dreams. Our Mill Creek flooring is a great option for finished flooring on top of ThermalDry decking. ThermalDry insulated floor decking is a perfect match to Total Basement Finishing's insulated wall panels and provides the dry, comfortable, healthy basement floor that you're looking for. Well, that feels a whole lot different than being on top of a cold, hard, damp concrete floor. I think you're really going to love this.